Now we come to one of the most powerful evidences, as I understand it, for the Christian case, and that is the rational intelligibility of the universe. You see, at the heart of all science lies the conviction that the universe can be understood, at least in part. But why is that possible? Albert Einstein was clever enough to be astonished at this phenomenon. And he wrote, the most incomprehensible thing about the universe is that it is comprehensible. Eugene Wigner, a Nobel laureate in physics, was also struck by the mathematical intelligibility of the universe. The enormous usefulness of mathematics, he writes, in the natural sciences is something bordering on the mysterious. And there is no rational explanation for it. It is, notice, an article of faith. Now, science itself cannot account for this phenomenon. Why? Because to do any science at all, you must start by believing that the universe is rationally intelligible. John Polkinghorne again, science does not explain the mathematical intelligibility of the physical world because it is part of science's founding faith that this is so. Now, I find this important. Here are two of the world's most eminent scientists telling us that faith plays a foundational role in science. Yes, faith. Dawkins is plain wrong in saying that faith means blind faith and belongs exclusively to the domain of religion, whereas science triumphs because it doesn't involve any faith. Faith is inseparable from the scientific endeavor. If science, then, cannot account for the rational intelligibility of the universe, what can? Keith Ward, again of Oxford, comments, to the majority of those who've reflected deeply and written about the origin and nature of the universe, it is seen that it points beyond itself to a source which is non-physical and of great intelligence and power. Almost all of the great classical philosophers, certainly Plato, Aristotle, Descartes, Leibniz, Spinoza, Kant, Hegel, Locke and Berkeley, saw the origin of the universe as lying in a transcendent reality. They had different specific ideas about this reality and different ways of approaching it, but that the universe is not self-explanatory and that it requires some explanation beyond itself was something they all accepted as fairly obvious. The inference, then, to the best explanation from the origin and nature of the universe to an underlying immaterial, non-physical intelligence has a very long and impressive pedigree, ladies and gentlemen. Wigner is wrong when he suggests that there's no rational explanation for the mathematical intelligibility of the universe. The rational explanation is that the intelligibility of the universe is grounded in the intelligence of the God who created both it and the human mind. Hence it is not surprising, I want to argue, when the mathematical theories spun by creative human minds, themselves created in the image of God, find ready application in a universe whose architect was that same creator God. Far from science abolishing the creator, it is the existence of God that gives science its fundamental justification intellectually.